And here it is. Take a look at that screenshot. Is that crazy? Look at the wave on that Scharnhorst. How'd you like to be a sailor on deck right there? You wouldn't be on deck anymore.
That looks like a rogue wave.
Right? Like look at that. Look at that turret. Is that crazy or what? I've never seen that before.
Is there any other ship that's affected?
What the what the
No.
actual F?
No. Now the game started and, you know, the Scharnhorst is moving. Eagle Eye is here. Okay, cool. Sorry we're more interested in the Scharnhorst than your replay, but I think you can... Hope you can see why. I mean, that is just a sexy... That is just crazy. Look at that. Yeah, I haven't either. Oh, and then it just disappeared. So it must be a glitch with the game. Something happening, then I paused it, and then that happened, so... Oh, well. I need to also put my face cam on. And just a quick reminder for everybody, on my YouTube page, I have 4 ships I'm giving away as part of our video. It's titled 1K Subscriber Celebration. You can win a Scharnhorst like over there. You can win a Leningrad, you can win a Sims, or you can win a Kirov. Check that video out. Make sure you put your entries in. There's a few days left for time, and that's it. So a little bit of work to do, but it's very well worth that time. Glad you could provide an unknowingly awesome shot. Yankee Jaeger, yeah, future effects, lol. I don't know. That's crazy though. Master R, did I ever tell you guys that Lord Zath has more doubloons than he has gold than there's gold in Fort Knox? I wish that was the case. Actually, I kind of don't, because it doesn't really matter too much. Either way, because it's funny money anyway. It's all digital.
It's pixel pulls.
And Master Arn, I saw your message earlier. I didn't read it out loud. Sorry. See if I can pull it up still. I don't think so. Might have gotten too far along in the chat. Sorry, dude. But I did see it. I did read it. And thank you. Okay, so let's take a look at this game. You are top tier, carrier, and 2 subs. You get both the fun. And standard battle at that. Now, Gata detected. You shot at him figuring you could probably arc over the island. And you saw the result of that. You got spotted for a second there, which is not ideal.
Also, that shot looks very hard to do. Like,
right.
About 11 kilometers, I would not have taken that shot at all.
No, and I'll tell you what, it's a shot I never would have taken, even as an earlier player in the game, I never would have thought to shoot over that island. But I get the sentiment, at least, as your Akat goes and dies. Your Duca de Usta is also in a problem on the other side of the map. Yep, saw that coming. So, GG, down 2 ships now. The Atlanta is a very fun ship. If you're looking for a relatively inexpensive tier 7 ship that's pretty fun to play, Atlanta's a good pick. Especially if you're playing in operations or co-op, so your shells are not going over the island there, so it's a waste. You can make a lot of credits with this ship. The biggest thing about her is that she's got radar, and you could spec her for defensive anti-air fire. If you did, she has infinite charges of those. Instead, you've got hydro equipped, which frankly is probably the better choice anyways.
I don't see a lot of DFA Atlantis anymore, and there's a good reason for it. Atlantis isn't as beefy as it used to be back in the day when you could actually spec into it and it would actually do something. A little unfortunate.
Well, yeah, and one of the biggest effects of defensive fire back in the day was that it would cause a panic effect on the drop. So the drop of torpedo bomber spread would go from like real close to, oh my god! So you're only hitting, you know, 1 torpedo if that, instead of like the whole salvo. And in a situation like that, having that defensive fire on infinite but was quite sexy. Alright, so Renown coming in. I do like this relative position here. That being said, while this was going on, Fubuki got spotted.
What's the point of this radar?
I don't know either. Maybe to keep the Renown detected, or maybe to catch the Fubuki if he's still in the area. That's the only two reasons I could think of. Side effect: you're also catching the Gaeta if the Cachalot's not detecting him. So yay for that. Here is
nice, but go on.
now I was gonna say you could have chosen to pop out of the island and gone after the Fubu here, but you had popped your radar, so it was gonna go off pretty soon. You'd only have maybe 1 or 2 shots of time.
The point I'm trying to make is you need to be able, like, information is nice, but you want to be able to make use of it.
Right.
The Renown was popping out and would have given broadside to your Nagato anyways. The Fubuki, no one could do anything about it, and same thing with the Gade. So I didn't think that radar was very useful.
I mean, if somebody else could have, yeah, shot the Fubu or something, then sure. Either way, you got a minute now to wait. You've planted your flag on this island. This is my island. Fine, as long as they come to you. Now, you're detected, so the Fubu is actually spotting you, I think. So the Fubuki has moved farther forward, and he's over here now at this point.
This is where radar would have been very useful.
Yes. Instead, you're out of it. Now, you popped your hydro. Obviously concerned of torpedoes. That's makes sense.
Why'd you keep going forward there? Colorado had no shot on him.
I think he's afraid of the Colorado, yeah. Now he's got a shot. The problem is you have now 14 seconds for that Fubu to maneuver around you. Arizona's coming in too, so you're gonna run out of space pretty quick here. Might be time to find another island to hug. Can you imagine, guys, if this game was like Battlefield, where you had destructible environments and you could literally just shoot out the island? That'd be awesome.
Well, yeah, but that would also be bad, because then what's the point of Atlanta? Because you can just shoot the island and you can't do anything. He's like, oh, well, I guess this is my life now.
Well, that's true. Anyway, SAT, you were going to say something else.
It would create two fun. It would create a fun. It might create an interesting scenario where you go hide behind an island, and then suddenly you accidentally shoot the island, and oops, now the enemies can shoot you.
I don't think that you're getting much out of this here. You could arc your shells over the island if you played farther away from the island. So I would be sailing south here, so you can arc shells over the island at the Colorado and Arizona.
Target selection is pretty important here. So that Atlanta, he was going away at max speed, and you have one of the floatiest shells in the game. There's
And
no
max
point
range.
shooting. This is a good radar, though. You're able to pick up the Fubuki.
Yep, and now he's panicking and slowing down and smoking. You also might have saved the New Mexico's life. Actually, this Fubu is doing a nice job of, like, trying to dodge your shells. And he does. Good play by him.
You have to get within about 6.5 kilometers to reliably hit shells. But yeah, he does a good job of evading, but at least you thwarted his torpedo attack, so you have an idea what he's doing.
Right. Now, you didn't reinforce your sector here with your anti-air guns. You've got the strongest anti-air guns probably in this particular battle. So why not reinforce that and shoot down more planes? It's more XP for you at the very least.
Is this IFHE Atlanta?
Do not know. You might be able to find out. Let's see.
You see that arrow right on top of the chat area? If you click that, that should bring out the captain skills.
It does if we were spectating. It doesn't in replays, unfortunately.
Unfortunate.
Alright. This is the Atlanta game here. No, it's not letting me view the player build for this replay. Try again, maybe it just does a time update.
Right, this is, you actually got pretty lucky here. Just being able to shoot over the island and hit Ranger is kind of rare.
Mm-hmm. Oh look, the Fubuki showed up again.
Yep. Good job picking up on that threat and trying to kill him, although New Mexico is,
He's dead. No, he's not. He's actually... I can't tell if he's healing or not. Yep, no, he's dead. Alright, now, your cap is being capped, so Gajamada is in your cap. So you need to get in there and get ready to radar.
Torpedoes, direct front. Torpedoes, direct front.
I would not be shooting here. All you do is give your spot yourself away if somebody can detect you, and that tells the Gata to know to expect you coming. You're far better off just, Gajimata, you're far better off just getting into the cap and then popping your radar when you're within radar range.
yeah. Home caps, on standard battle, home caps take 3 minutes to take. And
Yeah.
since it's just one ship, you have a lot of time. As soon as you
Yeah.
walk in, the timer stops. So you,
Yep.
like, don't rush it.
Alright, there's your radar. There's the Gaja. See, now, all of that shooting gave him the opportunity, the Gaja, to, one, know where you are, and two, prepare for you to radar him, which now you have, and by the time you finally had your shots on target, he's already maneuvering away.
Yep. You have a 25-second radar, but only like 10-15 seconds of it was actually effective.
Right. Now, fortunately for you, the Fubuki is coming in and saying, okay, kill me next. And I don't, he hasn't smoked. Unfortunately, your carrier died. Now, one tip I always give to players, when it comes to your use of a reinforced sector, and I mentioned this last week with Gaelic Knight, take some time and think through how you can reassign some keys that maybe you use a lot in battle in order to, you know, use those keys without taking your hand off the keyboard. So, for example, I have reinforced sector set to the V key, V for victory, because it's literally just one key down from F. It's very easy to find. Instead of taking my whole hand up and hitting the O key, or taking my right hand off the mouse and hitting the O key, I can instead just keep my hand on the keyboard, and I can keep WASDing and stuff like that. So, something to think about. Then you can spam V much quicker. You can therefore reinforce sector much easier, and that could result in a bunch more plane shutdown. Now here, I would... What?
Well, I wouldn't shoot, because you don't know where the U-69 is.
Right.
Right?
You're not going to arc over the island. If you get detected, that's a problem, because the Colorado can prepare for you, too. I don't like opening up like this. I think you're better off waiting until he focuses on the Nagata. And by the way, your cap is... Something was in your cap just now, and you have torps coming from behind you. So those are two indicators that a sub is behind you. And that ping should be a third indicator if you didn't already figure it out.
Also, going in front of the island here is about the worst thing you can do as a cruiser.
Yeah, you just basically said, shoot me.
Well, No, thank God that the Colorado is a terrible shot, and you have IFHG from the looks of it, because you aren't penning him mostly everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
The only shatters you're getting on torpedo protection. But now
Shoot
look,
the Ranger.
Yeah, shoot the Ranger. Like, he's literally out in the open. Well, why aren't you shooting him?
Yeah.
Shoot him!
No,
Also, you
I
need to
agree.
turn around and
Shoot
get
the
back into your
Colorado as
cap.
long as you can.
What? No. This Colorado's gonna go down anyways. They gotta shoot him as well. presumably.
Yeah, how often have you thought, oh, it's gonna burn out anyways, and then the DCP gets ready or the heal gets ready, and it actually does not die?
Mm-hmm.
And
You're out
not
of
in
torpedoes.
replays.
My thought on the matter was you've got a ship directly in front of you versus a ship that's getting behind the island that you are losing an angle on. So
Yeah, but which ship is a problem?
both.
No,
Yeah,
that
no,
CV is
both
not a
ships are-
problem.
Yeah, the CV can be handled at any time, but the Colorado, like, he ducked behind an island, so you would not have gotten the shot anyways.
Problem solved,
Like,
sir.
yeah, especially because the Colorado was going away. Like, kill it while you can. Shoot it as long as you can. Hope to kill it before it actually goes dark.
Hmm. My thinking on the matter was you've got that Nagato down there who's probably also going to be shooting at the Kalo, and using the ability to kill the carrier also helps him out too. So that was my thinking about, hey, you've got a carrier right there, just blast him and get him out of here.
If you're detected, open fire.
Uh-oh. And
Yeah, if
ran
you're
into the
detected,
breakfast.
he's on the surface.
Also, use your hydro.
That's true. You're up
They're
against
making-
the sub.
You're making a lot
Torpedoes to start.
of mistakes, I'll say.
Torpedoes astern.
Somebody's gonna get close.
I like the New Mexico. Press R to stop homing. Because he's right. You can't though because your DCP's down.
Torpedoes astern.
Nice turn though. I mean that throws off the angle anyways. Now you are winning by about 50 points with 3 minutes to go. Watch for
Run
him
at
to
him.
ping.
Just run at the sub. You have death
Yes.
charges.
You have hydro too. Heck,
You
at the
can
very
go
least
straight
shoot
at
him.
him. Go straight at him.
He's a
And
he's a periscope depth. Turn around.
watch for when
Why
he
are you-
pings, because that tells you exactly where he is. There he is, right there. Just drive straight at him. That's all you gotta do.
Torpedoes to port.
If you want to be super safe, then yes, running away will get you to victory.
Mm-hmm.
But here,
That's true.
you can definitely go after the sub and kill him.
Problem solved, sir.
It only gets him to victory though if the sub doesn't turn around and starts killing the battleship.
Yes.
He doesn't have time.
Which is,
But if he does kill the
What do you mean
battleship
he
and
doesn't
you're
have
on the enemy
time?
cap, you stop the enemy point gain.
I would just run him down. I don't know what.
I think the sub made a mistake going after you instead of the Nagato, personally.
Yeah, he
But-
definitely did.
I agree.
And that's why you have to go after the sub, because if the sub actually turns, he has the 1v1 versus the battleship. And you're not winning this on capping it out because you don't have time to cap.
Exactly.
No, he just denies he just denies points, that's it.
Yep. And actually what he's done is he's managed to pull the sub away from the much better value target and possibly what would have gotten the win for him, which is killing the Nagato and then basically surfacing in your cap. Had he done that, you probably would have lost this game.
Yeah.
But he didn't.
Oh,
Which is very odd. I don't know why he didn't. That's like.
this is, remember, we're in mid-tiers. Players are
It's
not
not
known
that
for their good playmaking skills here.
I need to think.
I know, but you can't rely on that he's doing that. Like, if the sub get turned around, like, you're completely out of position. You're not winning it by capping, you can't support anymore. Just too far away.
This part here,
So-
I don't think I would have turned back around like this, because now you put yourself right in front of the sub again. If he is chasing you, you never know, he could always shotgun you.
Like, your thought process doesn't make sense. So you held on for hydro for like 30 seconds while you know the sub was attacking. Okay, you run away, you use hydro, but now you're going back to attack when hydro just goes down.
Right. That too. You absolutely... if you're going to push in any ship, you need to make sure your consumables are available.
Yeah, it's just that didn't make much sense. You still had a very successful game, but
Mm-hmm.
I think you can improve a lot on your decision making.
Yep. Yep. We talked about
So-
getting behind the island and trying to arc shells over it and missing. We talked about radar usage, and unfortunately, now's when you really wish you had radar available, but you don't anymore. And LOL, the sub is still chasing you. That's hilarious.
Torpedoes to starboard.
I think the
Why?
main problem here is, I don't know,
Torpedoes to
but
starboard.
I assume the problem is he thought he could win it by capping, not realizing that he actually could. And that's why he made the play to go for that cap.
Mm-hmm.
That was a good time on your DCP.
Yep, you DCP, you slowed down, turned in, and the torso went right by, so that was good. Looking
But
for
look at the
pointers,
points
yeah.
in the end. Like, if the sub turns around and kills the battleship, he doesn't even need to step in the cap. Sub would have still won. Point
Mhm.
difference wasn't big enough.
Well, fortunately for you, or for
Yeah.
Eagle Eye here, it didn't matter.
Got lucky in the end.
Yeah, that's okay. So
If
here's
it
that render.
if
Go
it
ahead.
wins you the game, then yeah. In the end, if it wins you the game, then then it works, right?
If
That's
it's
how I
stupid,
look
but
at
it
it.
works. It's not stupid, but it's still stupid. But oh well, you win, I guess.
There is a difference though if it works because you made a good play or if it works because the enemy team made a bad play. And this was the latter
Yes,
case.
exactly. That was the latter, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's kind of why we're all here. Yes, you
Yeah.
can make some bad plays that turns out in good results, but
Mhm.
That's
that
okay.
doesn't mean it'll always happen that way.
Yeah, I mean it's good that you recognize how lucky you got to. There were definitely a lot of things that went in your favor, like the battleships not shooting at you when you had a shot when they had a shot on you, really. But that's also a function of you being so tightly hugging that island. But yeah, that sub definitely misplayed. Oh well, and their carrier too. Their carrier, if you watched in chat after he died, he's like, "LOL, we win this one, LOL," and he basically threw that whole game.
Hmm.
By the power of PayPal.
There you go. So yeah, um, take less risky shots. Play maybe a little bit farther away from the island. Get comfortable doing that so you can arc shells over islands instead of shooting islands. Work on when you're gonna use your radar, and finally, consider your consumable usage and timing them a little bit better.
Definitely. Knowing when to use your radar as opposed to when not to is something that a lot of okay players miss. The good
Mhm.
player is going to know when exactly to time that radar. When exactly it's like, okay, maybe I should hold this for another second or so.
Right. See, right here,
That's
for
what saves them.
example, Eagle, you had the opportunity to just go straight into the cap. You didn't. You sailed all over the place while you were shooting, randomly into the smoke. You got detected eventually doing that. Um, if you would have just gone straight into the cap, waited until, you could zoom in and look at how far that smoke is away from you. And once you get within your radar range, which for Atlanta is what, 8.5?
Hmm.
Yes.
So once you get within 8.5 of that smoke, then you press your I win button, and now he's not expecting you to be there. And that's when you pounce on him. Or if you wanted to, you could even wait longer because nobody's detecting you. So you go as close to that smoke as you feel comfortable, maybe what, 5 kilometer, right? Pop your radar, and then he's got zero chance to react to it. You just slap him off the board.
Mm-hmm.
You remember how much difficulty you had shooting the Fubuki at the start? Like
Right.
he was at 7, 8 kilometers. You landed like one salvo. That was it,
Mm-hmm.
and that's at
Yeah.
7. That's at 7, 8. If you get to about 5 or 6, they don't have any room to dodge. In which
Mm-hmm.
case, your I win button can actually get both the Fubuki and the Gajimata.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly.
Oh, don't do that.
Well, thanks for sending the replay in, though. I mean, this was a really good learning opportunity. So, I'm gonna write down Atlanta. I want to make sure it gets out.
Yep. And don't feel bad about the game. Like, you did very well. You won the game ultimately, carried your team.
That's what matters more. Did you win or did you lose? Right?
Right.
No one's going to remember somebody who lost. You're going to remember somebody who won.
I
Mhm.
don't know.
That's
I remember a lot of losers in history.
And on that
You
note,
sent her